So hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 4 Remastered. This is 115 speaking, and what a rude awakening. Before we get shot at again, I'd like to officially welcome you to the City of the Dead, the first Cairo level. And what a phenomenal FMV cutscene. Now, for those of you who know Tomb Raider 4 well, you've noticed that I split the cutscene in two. I included one part as an outro to the Alexandria chapter and the other part as an intro to the Cairo level. I think it's far more fitting for it to be introduction to the first Cairo level rather than an outro for the Alexandria and then you having to wait a couple of days. You know, that was just sort of my creative choice. But for those of you who are annoyed by this, I'm sorry, and don't worry, when I'll release the New Game Plus video, it will all be a seamless transition. Nevertheless, let's talk about the City of the Dead, the most, maybe longest or complicated level of the Cairo section, definitely. First of all, we are gonna get our hands on 20 goodies, raising the total pickups count to 422. Interestingly enough, in the PC original, there were only 19 goodies. There is an extra small medbag here in the remaster. Maybe it was the case also in the PlayStation 1 version, I'm gonna point it out. Furthermore, when it comes to the kills count, oh boy. This is where I was hoping by the time Major Patch 2 releases things would be fixed, but of course not. Well, let me put it like this. As you could have seen on the scoring text, we are gonna kill 21 enemies. However, our kills count is only gonna increase by 17, and that's because 4 enemies are an entirely new enemy type, turrets. We faced these things back in Tomb Raider 3, we could shoot at them till they die and increase our kill count. Well, that's no longer the case in Tomb Raider 4, of course. Just like the mechanical soldiers in the Lost Library, you need to hit a specific body part and that's how they'll die, meaning your kill count will not increase. They still have not fixed this. So just know you can increase it by 17, but there are 21 enemies. I count turrets as enemies that we will kill, because they were enemies in Tomb Raider 3, they cast shadow and Lara aims her guns at them, and some of them even move around. So, that's what I wanted to clarify. Furthermore, we are gonna get our hands on 2 secrets, raising the total to 56, and when it comes to vessels broken, there are no breakable vessels that would increase the count for the Oops achievement, regardless that there are actual breakable vessels that contain enemies. Oh yeah, this is gonna get interesting. There are so many breakable objects here. Keep in mind, in this visit of the City of the Dead level, we are not gonna break all of them. There are 2 breakable objects we need to leave alive and well for the minimal damage achievement. We must not destroy a helicopter and by consequence an explosive barrel next to it. And this achievement we will set up here, but it will only unlock when we transition from the penultimate to the ultimate level of the Cairo section. That just means I'll have to then reload, come back here, scoop up those breakable objects and continue the journey, but I'll worry about that, I'm gonna show you where and when. But we'll set it up here for future success, but technically it's an achievement that does not unlock in this level, despite you doing all the work here. Then, we are also gonna start tracking Security Breach achievement. I talked about the turrets, there are 7 of them in the Cairo section you can destroy, 4 of them in the City of the Dead, and 3 of them I believe in the Trenches level. So there's 2 levels you need to think about this, and I'm gonna start tracking them like this throughout the Cairo section, because you can move freely between multiple levels, you know, unlike Jason's Apprentice back in Cleopatra's Palaces and Pharaohs, where you could just move between those 2 levels. Here, it's more convoluted, can span multiple entries to multiple levels, so that's why I'm dedicating a square to it. And now, for the 2 achievements we will actually unlock in the City of the Dead level. Oh boy, Ghost Raider. This is one of the hardest ones. We need to get our hands on this level's secret with non-upgraded bike. Jean-Yves' bike is not the fastest thing around and you're supposed to upgrade the damn thing, then come back here and get the secret, but like I showed you 4 years ago, it is entirely possible to do without it. It is, however, one of the hardest challenges in the game, but a lot of fun, incredibly rewarding to pull off. And finally, Plague Postponed. This achievement will just ask us for a bit of a precision when tackling the 2 breakable vessels that are in this level but don't count towards the Oops achievement. I'll talk more about that later on. Okay guys, this took forever, but there's so much to cover in the City of the Dead level, and also this is a level that you can cover in so many different ways, and just out of principle, I would very much like to cover it in a somewhat different order than I did 4 years ago. And by the way, these guys, I just really want to take a picture in better lighting conditions, although with the Major Patch here we can even cast an orb of light, but you know what, this poisoned fella is how it all starts, so why the hell not? Yeah, we can see some detail even in the original, I'm happy about that. But essentially, we are ambushed the moment we enter Cairo, and I do not know why. This is a prime example of ludonarrative dissonance in video games. See, Lara is on these guys' sides. These are just Egyptian soldiers during a curfew in the city of Cairo, protecting civilians from Seth's apparitions and monsters, and for some reason they shoot Lara. It's almost like they know she's responsible. And yet, she's gonna encounter friendly ones and have a casual conversations with them as if their colleagues were not trying to kill her and as if she wouldn't try to kill their colleagues. It's just really weird. It's like the core era devs just thought, oh, we need enemies here, let's turn these guys hostile. Let's be real careful. There's a sweet spot I want to hit here. Oh, even further, okay. I can see something there. Let's see if... Okay, I'm gonna make another one. There we go. This should be good. And now, I'm gonna... Oh, sneeze. Oh, thank you for your patience. That was a relief. Okay, whilst the poison takes effect. So, just like with the hammerhead shark, you need to give it roughly 12 to 17 seconds or so to bring their HP to the lowest value, which is, I assume, 1. And then any kind of damage, even shooting with one pistol will do the job, but from this distance, there's nothing better. And by the way, guys, I just completely skipped over the fact we picked up the best weapon in the game. So let's check it out and demonstrate its power. There it is, Revolver. This magnificent thing is the Desert Eagle of Tomb Raider 4, okay? Furthermore, I want to show you something important. Right over there is the first turret we need to destroy for the security breach. These things cast a shadow, even move around somewhat, and Lara aims her guns at them, okay? Here they are. I think this could be a good example of a turret we could take a picture of. I mean, we get Lara also in that shot and a bit of window light. Why the hell not? It's the first one we encounter. No matter how much you try to shoot at it, nothing will ever happen. What you need to do is aim manually. But if you're thinking, this is where all those normal crossbow bolts will come useful, no, nothing happens if you shoot the body of the turret or its explosive gas tank, which is very frustrating. You need to ignite a spark, okay? It makes a certain kind of sense. So let's combine the laser sight with the revolver and arm with this thing. If you shoot the turret anywhere on its body, nothing will happen. And it already hurts me I wasted that shot. But aim for the gas tank and you will have destroyed it. Unfortunately, guys, we should see an increase of 3 enemies, but only 2 enemies counted, the 2 soldiers we killed, so we are at 219 kills. Turrets do not count as kills. What also doesn't count as kills is if you drive over enemies, so let's leave the bike alone for now, switch to good ammo, and take care of these guys on foot. Okay, that's one. Then around the corner is a second one, but this guy I want to tackle with the poison as well. Okay, and now when you're here, he cannot shoot at you, but you have the perfect angle to shoot at him, which feels a bit dirty, but hey, we'll do whatever it takes. They had the numbers advantage after all. And again, you just kind of have to wait for the poison to take effect, and this is what I sort of foreshadowed before, that the first Cairo level is gonna have plenty of prime targets to let the poison ammunition shine. And we are still not gonna use more than maybe 10 poisonous shots throughout the entire game, but this still makes me feel happy, you know? I love this sort of horizontal progression in games, so not numbers go up, but you having more tools at your disposal, and just being crafty and resourceful is the way to go. Okay, guys, another one down, and let's keep going. There should be 2 more soldiers we need to take on foot if you want to see that kill scan increase. Excellent, Lara, and let's stay here for now. There's a rat, by the way, scurrying on the floor, but those are not killable. Lara doesn't aim at them, which is interesting how they handle them differently. Okay, and he should come to us. Excellent. Yay! And this guy actually drops a box of normal shotgun shells. So there's that. It's a lovely reward, really. Now, one other thing I want to show you is that you can already take out a turret that's up there, and that's what I showed you how to do in the original game. If you shoot the gas tank over here at this angle, the turret is broken and no harm, okay? But this time I'm gonna do things differently. I want to show it to you from up close and kill it a bit later on. So let's leave the turret as is, and let's come all the way back and board our bike. And I'm also gonna go over the controls because it handles a little bit differently than the Jeep does. And then controls are vastly different, at least as far as tank controls are concerned, or using a keyboard and using a controller. By the way, no music triggers when you board it, which is a bit of a bummer, but in line with the atmosphere. So first of all, guys, if you press up, nothing happens. Sides also do nothing on their own. However, you can press backwards and Lara will go back. While she goes back, you can also align the side which she'll turn, okay? However, what you really want to do is go forward, so hold action, and now you can turn Lara around, okay? So, you go forward via holding action, you go back via holding back, which is completely unlike the Jeep where you had to, you know, change the gears to reverse and that sort of thing. You also cannot really draw a flare or even look around when you're on the bike, which is a bit of a bummer. But there's gonna be a new ability we'll unlock later on when we upgrade it, and that's gonna be Nitro Boost, which is gonna help us a great deal. What you can also do when you're moving forward is hold the jump key, and that's the handbrake. This will make Lara go full stop, okay guys? If you leave her on a steep slope like this, she will start going back. You can stop it with a handbrake, absolutely. And whilst holding the jump, the handbrake key, if you press right, she will dismount, okay? You cannot dismount to the left, of course, because of the sidecar attached to the bike. Unfortunately, that sidecar is only gonna get used in a cutscene, but it's gonna be a cool cutscene, so there's that. And that's really it as far as bike is concerned up until we upgrade it, okay? It takes a while for it to build up its higher speed, which is gonna be a crucial point for getting these levels. You know what, I think in this run, it's gonna be the first secret. Anywho, let's ignore everything for now. Like I said, I want to do things in a slightly different order. And let's come all the way here and up here. Oh my god, Lara, why did you stop there? That was odd. Over here, we were shot at by two incredibly rude turrets. You are supposed to destroy these via going all the way up to the roof here, shooting the explosive barrel, destroying the helicopter, and making sure these two turrets are caught in the blast. That's how Core Era devs intended it. However, because of the minimal damage achievement, and also because I'd like to lose less health, we're gonna do things a little bit differently. So first of all, make sure to hug this wall as close as possible. There we go, and still hug it. Don't change course now, and once you reach this threshold, use these brick walls as a bit of a points of reference. We can ever so slightly cross the second one. And from now, because the turrets think Lara went there and then you broke the line of sight, they're still gonna remain turned there. And that gives you prime opportunity to destroy them. There we go. Okay, guys? And now we cleared the path without having to resort to destroying the helicopter and the explosive barrel, meaning we primed the minimal damage achievement. In this alcove over here, we'll get a small med pack, and again, I want to show this to you, a grenade gun, but this doesn't just give you normal grenade ammunition, it gives you 10 normal grenades. So let's see, we have 11 normal, 2 super, 12 flash, let's pick it up. And now we have 21 normal, 2 super, 12 flash, nothing changed there, okay? But yeah, you get 10 grenades, so 4 more than you would from a normal pickup, which is amazing. Okay, now continuing on over here, let's stay on foot, because there are gonna be 2 soldiers we need to take care of. Excellent, Lara. He doesn't drop anything, and around the corner, there's another one over here. Hehehe. Ah, this feels great. Okay, guys, and we pretty much cleared the path without running the risk of running over enemies and losing an in-game kill count increase to this ramp, and this is where we are gonna unlock the Ghost Raider achievement with our bike, okay? So for now, I'm just gonna get it. Remembering where you parked the car is always a bit tricky, but anywho. We put it all the way back here. And I would very much like to get this a secret as the first one. Now, you can either, again, via holding back, go on reverse, and during it even turn the bike ever so slightly. By the way, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think turning the bike whilst going on reverse was possible in the original. That's completely new to me. By the way, something cool I want to show you is not only the light the bike casts in the original as well as the remaster, this is, I feel, how the binoculars should work, but also the door over here. This is so ominous. The way they pulled this off is that there was just a plain wall in the original, and they just put it ever so slightly back, giving the hinges enough time to fit them in. See what I'm talking about? I don't know why I find this absolutely fascinating. But that gave me an idea. I would very much like to check how the binocs work now. Did they fix them? See, I haven't really used binocs because of the photo mode, but in the OG they were indispensable for me. Guys, they fixed the binoculars in the major patch too! Oh, thank God. They do what they were always supposed to. They casted this very tiny orb of light that often turn bright textures dark. They fixed the damn binocs. Okay. Thank you, Saber and Aspire. I had no idea you did this, it was not part of the patch notes. But yeah, awesome. I started getting suspicious via the light attached to the bike, because it's the same technology essentially, the binocs and this light. Anywho guys, let's focus on the Ghost Raiders. So what I'm gonna do, what I recommend, you want to have as long of a distance... Lara, what are you doing? Long of a distance as possible covered, so... I just want to start going on reverse, and it seems I need to release it a little bit earlier than I thought. Lara's just gonna keep going back. And we want to aim at the highest point of that slope. Over there. Okay, I'll tap it one more time. Excellent. This should be the perfect setup. So guys, this is extremely difficult. I'm gonna save the game here. And let's see if I can pull this off. You wanna aim for the highest part of the slope, but not hit the wall over there. Oh, good effort. We almost made it. Nevertheless, guys, let's see how many attempts this is gonna take me. 4 years ago, I did it on my first try, but I got incredibly lucky. I did not expect that to happen here. Oh, wait a second. They removed the flickering effect that used to happen each time you reload a game. Interesting. Okay, that's another improvement. Oh, come on, that should have worked. What? Well, that was the best one so far. Not that Lara would agree. Okay, let's try and aim a little bit towards right as we cross the gap. Yeah, okay. What was it, 4 attempts or something like that? Let's immediately dismount and take care of this fella. Oh, he's about to shoot grenades. I don't know how we dodged that grenade and how we didn't destroy our bike, but... Jean-Yves really knows his bikes. Oh, look at this additional detail. There's a garage with a cab here. Look, look. Ah! The remasters did a lot to make this feel like a lived-in place. I really, really appreciate it. This is great stuff. Anywho, guys, let's access the first secret. There we go. And here... Oh! No, Miss Croft, what on earth was that? Let me just do this again. It's because I'm recording. That's why this kind of stuff is happening. What? You cannot... Are you kidding me right now? We need to go around it? Okay. This grave is really placed inconveniently. Anywho, let's do this all over again. And unlock the Ghost Raider achievement. There we go. Get to the Cairo secret on a non-tuned bike. Tuning is the upgrade I mentioned, the reward. Super grenades. Oh yeah, the best kind of reward there is, and explosive arrows. This really is, I think, really the best secret so far. Sure, there was the one in Cleopatra's Palaces where we received 6 goodies, which was insane, but it was mostly shotgun shells. Not quite as interesting in my opinion. Oh, you cannot somersault forward. Okay, because it's slippery. This will work. Oh yeah, and I think this is a good opportunity for me to show you that if you mount a bike with a flare on, Lara will just, yeah, automatically drop it. You cannot have it equipped. I think the same thing happened with the snow scooter back in Tomb Raider 2, but not the boat in Venice, interestingly enough. Ooh, okay. You probably should have saved before attempting that, but this is such an easier jump that I just didn't care at that point. Okay guys, awesome. So now, let's make some serious progress through the level. And the way we're gonna do it is, normally, whilst accessing this door and breaking it down, that's why Lara's breaking down, she should be fired upon via those 2 turrets and just weathering bullets like crazy. But we took care of them already, which is awesome. Let's not forget the small medbag here. And the camera angle draws our attention to a corpse. This corpse is incredibly in a dark spot, so we don't get to see all the gory details, but we just need to drag it here. Again, this is where action indicators really help new time players. The guy lost a leg and bled out. Poor guy. Although I still don't understand why they're hostile towards us. Anywho. Let's just get him out of the way. You might be wondering why on earth did we have to do that? The grate he was on will otherwise not open because of his body weight, okay? So now, I think this is where I'm gonna stop. Excellent. And now, let's access the corridor over here that we passed by before. By the way, that slope over there, we're gonna use it to get back from a completely different area. The way this level is interconnected is truly fascinating. And I like it. I don't mean it in a so bad it's confusing way. I really, really like it. Okay, so, let's keep going. And guys, I talked about a med pack that's not in the PC version of the game, and I was wrong. It is, in fact, the med pack next to the corpse that I was talking about, or so I thought. Here's the thing, guys. Both med packs were also in the original PC version of the game. I just missed it 4 years ago. As did Tomb Raider's Traveler's Guide, as did Tomb Raider Chronicles walkthroughs, we all missed the damn thing next to the corpse. Probably something to do with the darkness and the shadows. So guys, as my penance, we now get all 20 goodies. This bothers me because that video will mislead people, but I'm gonna pin a comment there saying I missed a med pack and for people to be on the lookout for it. Nevertheless, guys, I guess we'll really see if we got all of them if we unlock Buried With Me achievement. Anywho, back to the video. Now, what we want to do, now that we move the corpse out of the way, is push this switch forward. There we go, it opened up and it's connected to the same corridor we are in right now, which is incredibly convenient. We can now use this crawl space to climb up. If the grate would be closed, Lara would have nowhere to put her legs, and honestly, that's sort of a problem because there's no animation that would allow her to fit in there. So it's a bit immersion breaking, but I like the fact that it uses your knowledge of the game to really turn this into puzzle. So I don't mind this, but people really hate that obstacle. And we opened a door above us, but the way to get above us, now that's the complicated thing, okay? That's also where the turret I refuse to destroy yet is located. So, let's climb up this way, because that's where we parked our bike. It has a sidecar attached to it, though. Wait. Oh no, we didn't! Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Anyway, this is still a faster route to it. What we want to do is use this sandy slope to jump onto the concrete ramp over there. And this can be a bit tricky. Let's see how I'll do. Yay, okay. During my trial run I really struggled with it for whatever reason. More breakable objects, come on, we gotta break all of them, you know me at this point. All these barriers and stuff like that. Okay, and there's just one more, and you know what, this one? Yeah, there we go. And we'll break the floor over there, which will collapse, and we can then go all the way around this and make it out. There's always frame rate drops during this shot, I do not really know why. Okay, now, this is ridiculously easy to miss since we were on a bike, but there's a small med bag over here, and one thing I like is the addition of this string of lights over here, and they actually lead all the way to a hidden generator in this panel over here. All these details added here make it feel just so much more refreshing to play Tomb Raider 4, I really like it. At this point, at least as far as Tomb Raider 4 is concerned, and from what I've seen of Tomb Raider 5, even before Major Patch 1, they really did a more outstanding job in this trilogy than in 1 to 3. Okay, guys, I want to be real careful here. Bats, you know how easy it is for them to disappear off the map. So we are at 226 kills. Let's raise it to 230. Oh my god. Did we get 4? I have no idea. Oh, thank god, yeah, 230. That's exactly what I wanted to see. So, let's pick up white shots, although I don't think we'll ever use them again in the game. Their usefulness was kind of outlived via the disappearance of skeletons from the rest of the game. God, I miss those guys. And now we are gonna find ourselves in an interesting room. Dead soldier here, but this is just an object. We picked up laser sight. This is a point that really infuriated me about the original, and unfortunately they didn't change it in the remaster. I was hoping when picking up the second laser sight, we would have another one in our inventory and be able to attach it to both the revolver and crossbow. But no, it's just like picking up the broken beetles. No matter how many you pick, you only ever have one in your inventory. And I really just wanted to have it applied on both the crossbow and revolver at the same time as a reward for finding both laser sights. That's not much to ask for, is it? Anyway, guys, something I want to show you. Over here is a pool, and we need to freeze the damn thing with the help of 2 ice elementals. I actually really like this. So let's grab this ledge as a bit of a shortcut. We don't need to corner shimmy and climb here. And this is where I'm going to show you how to unlock a Plague Postponed. Because there's going to be a new, I don't want to call it an enemy, it's a temporary environmental hazard, but a swarm of locusts. Now what's really cool, I think, is the detail on the jar here. Well, first of all, yeah, I think I'm going to do it like this because I also want to capture the lamp in the picture. There we go. There is no lamp in the OGs. By the way, guys, you can absolutely climb up here and get your hands on a medpack in the New Game Plus difficulty, okay? Just keep that in mind. So, what the Plague Postponed achievement asks you is to destroy this crystal containing the 2 ice elementals, and it's swinging in a pendulum-like motion. However, not to destroy this jar containing locusts. Furthermore, guys, none of these sort of vessels counts towards the oops achievement, which is absolutely infuriating to me. At least the jar with locusts should have, but alas, it doesn't. So what we need to do is first break the crystal and then immediately afterwards break the jar of locusts, and we will unlock the achievement and get both breakables, and then we'll face the problem of ever decreasing health later on. For this, I recommend Uzis. Oh, the key bindings are different than in Tomb Raider 3. Okay, so let's aim and align Lara forward like these, get the Uzis, and now I will save the game. Let's crouch, shoot the pendulum, get the achievement. Yay! And immediately we broke the jar of locusts. Unfortunately, the locusts will now chase us, but since we're getting in the water, we should be safe from them. There we go. And the 2 elementals, oh, they already froze it. By the way, before Major Patch number 2, you would see it as a normal water surface, not as a frozen one. And they finally fixed that as well, so I really appreciate it. I'm noticing more and more changes with the Major Patch 2, which is great. Just not the one that mattered the most to me, and that was the kills count, but probably no one else cares about the kills count, so or maybe you guys do, that's why you watch my videos. Let me know. I had a couple of you tell me that you never did up until watching my videos, and now it's turning you feral not to see them working, and I'm sorry about that. Okay. And a musical cue telling us that we did something very right. By the way, guys, even though they were closely clustered together, and it might not have seemed that way, those were 2 ice elementals, okay? Not one. And one other reason why it's a good idea to save before breaking those jars, those ice elementals, at least in the original, can sometimes disappear off the map forever or even destroy one another, and you'll be stuck, unable to progress through the level, okay? So this is a bit of a weird challenge, but when it works, I really like it. Easy to miss small medpack over here. This should be completely clear. God, I love the detail on these columns. And now for the second secret in this type of run, again, depends on which order you tackle different things. We just opened this with our Desert Railroad crowbar. Okay, and the rewards are less impressive, a large medpack and Uzis, but I'm always happy to see Uzis, given how scarce the ammo is. Although I haven't really been using them so far, but I might change my mind in Mastabas, we'll see. Okay. Now let's climb out of this hellhole, and we are up above the very beginning point, okay? And I intentionally wanted to do things like this because we are now interested in reaching what's on the other side of the gate, so why not open it now? Whereas before, I opened the gate and then I just ignored it for a while whilst I did everything else, which didn't feel quite as good. Yeah, I like my new order of tackling this level far more. Okay, so this gate is opened via a switch over there. That's it. Immediately draw your shotgun, start tilting Lara. There's a soldier here, but he didn't fire off a single bullet. Nice! You should also be dropping a small medpack, which I truly appreciate. And now, guys, we are reaching an area with stairs. This one is quite dangerous. First of all, let's get rid of yet another soldier down here. Nice. He doesn't drop anything or anything like that, but we get a refill for all those poisonous crossbow bolts over in this very easy to miss tunnel. So there's that. Now let's get out. We cannot roll, unfortunately, when crawling, but I'm already very happy with the improvements they did to 3 and 4 remastered, and 5 remastered as a consequence. Okay, guys, so now our objective is to get to the top of this place. What I really like, again, about the remasters is this just had a boring ceiling, but now they added this thing. I forgot the English word for it. In Slovak we call it cupola, or that sort of thing. Sorry, not a native speaker, as you can tell. It casts this greenish kind of light. We'll see, I think, this more of in the Citadel level, the final Cairo level. But I really appreciate it here. It just adds depth to it, and honestly a feeling of fresh air. Whereas before it just felt closed off. Now what we need to do, and what's perhaps one of the more dangerous things of the level, is we'll need to get the bike here and not fall down the stairs like happened to me 4 years ago. We go a lot of side tunnels, don't worry, it's actually one side tunnel that's... No! Oh my god. So now the only awkward thing is we need to travel all the way back on foot to get to the bike. But it's actually around the 2 corners over here. What I appreciate about this level, let's say as opposed to Tibetan foothills, is that you have more choice over how you want to do things in different order, and also you just get to experience it both on foot and on a vehicle. Whereas Tibetan foothills were made more along the lines of pick one and then stick with it, you know what I mean? So I actually like the City of the Dead level way of doing it more than the Tibetan foothills way. Okay, so let's keep going up. Not fall down, pretty please. We'll just have to repeat the whole pendulum section if we die. Oh, this is tricky. Oh, there's a gap there. You can really fall. And now we need to use the bike on the ramp over here and make it across. We'll probably take some damage. Yeah, that's kind of unavoidable, but it's fine. Excellent. My friends, I think we should now be close to eliminating the final 2 enemies of the level, and these are just gonna be annoying bats. Oh, look, another red. Yeah. Oh, can we capture it, actually? I think it's my... Oh, it disappeared. Wait. Okay, we can capture it like this. I'm gonna add a bit of light here. Okay, that's actually already leaks better. And let's take a picture here and here. Oh, this made the photo mode so much better. I want to see this in 1.2.3 Remastered, I really do. I mean, it's a bit late for me to take new pictures there. We already made our photo album that I showed you as part of the credits after the reunion level of the Lost Artifact, but still. Okay, so we push the lever there. Now, again, we need the bike to even get out of this place. And again, the dangerous stairs. Oh, please, Lara, do not fall down. Okay. Take it slow, there's no reason to hurry here. No one's firing at us. Yet. Okay, and let's leave the bike parked over here. And where we need to do, in case you've been paying attention, is that a block has emerged from down below over on this level. Yeah, all the levels look kind of the same, so I understand if this is confusing. That's why I'm here to guide you. Now let's turn right, climb up, and we should be wrapping up our kill count pretty much. Well, not the in-game one, but the one that actually matters. Because there's the broken turret we could have also taken down from down there. I hope the flare will not go out. Oh, thank God. And again, this is a very straightforward thing. Oh shoot, I need to turn the laser sight back on the revolver. Gosh darn it. Okay, there we go. And that's the final 4th turret of this level taken care of. 3 more will be, I think, in the trenches level. The good thing is we get an ammo refill for our trouble. And remember, it's been forever since we've been down here pushing that lever, guys. But we actually made it. And now, you're supposed to crawl from cover to cover. But as you can see, not much is happening. There was supposed to be a music playing here? What? Did the major patch remove it? Interesting. So there was supposed to be sort of an action-packed music playing here. I'm gonna play it right now for you. And we were essentially supposed to move from cover to cover, dodging fire of turrets, up until reaching this point, then peeking out from behind the cover and shooting the barrel over there. But because of the minimum damage achievement, I showed you how to take care of the turrets without resorting to this from down below. And now we just need to make it across, not destroy the explosive barrel and the helicopter, pick up a small med pack and press a switch, which will open the gate out of this level. So the lights are on, which makes me think someone is inside and makes me very nervous, but apparently not. It's just here being refueled. There we go. And my friends, the way out is open. We should be good. That's essentially it. Now just we to get down there. But if you're thinking of ditching your bike, think again. We need the bike to overcome a slope at the very end. By the way, cool addition of the windows. That's what's responsible for the green lighting here. I really like it. Okay, and this jump always makes me really nervous. So I'm just gonna try to align perfectly via climbing, rolling, and then running. You can't make a mistake like this. And you know what? It's been a while. This deserves it, I think. Anywho, guys, back to the bike we go. And I'm gonna show you a cool shortcut how we can get from the whole stairs area back into the normal street level we were at before. Oh, this thing. Okay, this looks like it should be possible, but it's not. Please make a running grabbing jump. Always. Standing grabbing jump will never ever work. It's infuriating. And I've killed myself there only more times than I'd like to admit. Oh, this is convenient. We can exit forward. Yay! Awesome. You don't have to turn like nincompoops. And now let's go up the stairs. And the shortcut I talked about? Why? It's the sandy slope right over here. I'm more and more impressed by how this level is interconnected. And there we go. Remember, guys, I showed it to you before like this, saying this is gonna be important shortcut back. And I was true to my word. So anywho, we have, I think, roughly half a health bar remaining, which is really impressive for the City of the Dead level, especially since we can't drive over enemies to increase our kill count. That would save us even more health. And once you make it over the hill, you will essentially enter the next level. So first of all, I'd like to save the game here and take a look at the stat screen once we scroll through the billion pieces of the Armor of Horrors. So my friends, this was the City of the Dead, and I'm so relieved to see the stats that I'm seeing right now. We have picked up all 20 goodies, raising the total to 422. We have landed 17 in-game kills, raising the total to 234, but we actually dispatched 21 enemies, because I consider turrets enemies. I also consider the breakable tanks as breakable objects. We've also found these levels 2 secrets, and we have broken so many breakable objects, but 2 for the minimal damage achievement set up, but none of these count as breakable vessels. Especially the jar with the locusts, I feel like that was a mistake, and it could have been a lovely number 170, even in the losing path through the Tomb of Samarkand. Nevertheless, I also showed you how to destroy 4 out of 7 turrets, so we made serious progress for the security breach, and we have unlocked a Plague Postponed by shooting the pendulum, then the locust jar first, and the Ghost Raider for accessing this level's tricky secret already without having the bike tuned. So guys, I hope you found this video useful. This is personally the scariest level of the Cairo section, but some of you might disagree, because what we're gonna encounter in the next level is possibly the hardest boss of the game, unless you use the bike. So with that, guys, I'm gonna see you next time, but not before I thank my absolutely amazing patrons. Blangupel, Mick, Severin Drex, Enstickle, Katie Danger, Pooh the 2, Basic Briny, and Bino. Thank you guys so much for being my loyal Winstons and for getting us 1 helicopter ticket to Cairo despite a rather rough crash landing. Next, I would like to say big thanks to my caretaker Winstons, Michael McConkey, Karavetu, Renegade Derny, Blanket Fox, Jonathan Jones, Dick DeBee, and PD92. Thank you guys so much for your support of the channel, and also for spraying both Lara and Von Croy with some Locust Swarm repellent. I would also like to give special thanks to my brave veteran Winstons, Andrea Paviglianiti, Alexander, and Richard Dearman. Thank you guys so much for your valiant support of the channel, and also for getting young Lara a tricycle. Who knew that this will enable her to pull off stunts on Jean-Yves' bike later on, years later in her adulthood? And finally, I would like to give one very special thanks to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for your long and generous support of the channel. And also, I've gotta say, today's ice elementals were utterly useless. So thank you for taking their place, slowing down the pendulum allowing us to hit it, and actually freezing the icy pool allowing us to reach the lever. Without you, we'd be stuck in the City of the Dead for quite a while. And finally, I'd like to say thanks to my free Patreon members as well as to each and every one of you for watching and making it to the end of this video. By the way, it's interesting how the loading screen here shows Lara in Cairo during daytime, but what we see in-game looks very much like nighttime. Again, I'm not sure, maybe it is daytime and that's just how bad things have gotten. You guys let me know what you think. Nevertheless, I know that nobody likes Cairo that I ever talked to. I do hope you found some parts about this level that you enjoy. I mean, you let me know in the comment section. Furthermore guys, I have a very busy video schedule to keep for the rest of the year and I'd better pick up the damn pace. So I'm gonna immediately start cracking down on the next few Cairo levels. That's exactly where I'm gonna see you next, and until then, I wanna wish all of you happy raiding.